under the ruins of a walled city, crumbling towers in beams of yellow light. No flags of truce, no cries of pity. Siege guns have been pounding all through the night. Took a day to build the city. We walked through the streets in the afternoon. As I returned across the fields I'd known, I recognized the walls that I once laid. I had to stop in my tracks for fear of walking on the mines I'd laid. And if I built this fortress around your heart, encircled you in trenches and barbed wire, then let me build a bridge, for I cannot fill this chasm, and let me set the battlements on fire. Then I went off to fight some battle that I'd invented inside my head. Away for so long, for years and years, you probably thought or even wished that I was dead, while the armies were all sleeping beneath the tattered flags that we had made. I had to stop in my tracks for fear of walking on the mines I'd laid. And if I built this fortress around your heart, encircled you in trenches and barbed wire, then let me build a bridge, for I cannot fill this chasm, and let me set the battlements on fire. This prison has now become your home, a sentence you seem prepared to pay. It took a day to build this city. We walked through the streets in the afternoon. As I returned across the lands I'd known, I recognized the field where I once played. I had to stop in my tracks for fear of walking on the mines I'd laid. And if I built this fortress around your heart, encircled you in trenches and barbed wire, then let me build a bridge, for I cannot fill the chasm, and let me set the battlements on fire. Okay, Fortress Around Your Heart, staying off of his debut album, solo album, after the Police went on permanent hiatus. His so there were two singles off that. It's called Dream of the Blue Turtles, and this one was the second single after If You Love Somebody, Set Them Free. So I was playing that a little bit earlier, and so I've got that one almost down. So it's something like this. Free, free. Oh, and I forgot it. Free, free. Set them free. Free, free. Set them free. Free, free. Set them free. If you love someone, you can call my name. If you need someone, you can can do the same if you love somebody, etc. But this one is funky chords, and I'm wondering if Stang, and thank you for suffering through that. I hope it wasn't as painful for you as it was for me. I'm wondering if Stang was influenced to incorporate jazz chords due to his association with the guitarist of the Police, Andy Summers, not to be confused with Gordon Sumner. So here are the chords. And apparently the transcription, the tablature that I followed was taken from a Rick Beato video. And if you aren't following Rick Beato on the Tube of Views and you're into music, you're making a grave mistake, friend. Grave mistake. Rick Beato, it's spelled Beato, like B-E-A-T-O. He does a great interview with Sting. It's effing fantastic. Okay, so here's the chords. Check this out. Let's see. Am I doing this right? No. And then, sort of like the beginning, but just a half step down. Let's see if I can. And then, it's sort of like the third part, but way down here. For fear of walking on the mines I'd laid, and if I built this fortress around your heart, then let me set the battlements on fire. So anyway, it's pretty fun to play, challenging to begin with, a sharp learning curve, but I think I'll get the groove of it soon, hopefully. So anyway, behind me you can see an old painting, well, relatively old. I finished it a couple months ago. This is called 6 Rue de Guéry, and it, my friend, is sold. So I brought it back up to L'Atelier to, let me do something here and see if it's not gonna, all right, having some problems. I'm doing this live stream on both the Tube of Views, the Book of Faces, and the Gram of Instas. And man, it just sucks the juice right out of your phone. So I've been recording for, 8 minutes, and my phone was at 100, and now it's at 20. Anyhow, that's neither here nor there, because this is going to a new recipient. So I brought it up to L'Atelier to make a packing box for it so it doesn't get damaged in transit. And so have a look at my Gram of Instas page, and you can see my other works if you too would like to be the satisfied recipient of a packing box. And this is just a canvas sideways here that I've prepared. It was experimental, that I'm going to do one of the mythology series on there. So that's what that is. Okay, we got a couple minutes down here. What was I going to say? Well, I think that's it. Let me see if we can have a bit of a brief guitar philosophy before signing off here. Thanks everyone for coming. If anyone has any question, please feel free to chime in. Collaboration. You can't compare or calculate the chemistry that arises when you put together a band. No one knows until you start working together. Jimmy Page. Each of us walks our own path in this dojo, but we often find the way of Zen guitar through collaboration. Those who study here must learn how to play together with others, to participate in a group effort, to lean on someone and be leaned on, to subjugate one's ego for the good of the group. These lessons apply to every social relationship. As a jazz player once said, all true musicians can get along. It's people who can't get along. Always endeavor to find the way of harmony, and you'll stay on the path of Zen guitar. Through collaborating with others, we learn to align our Hyoshi, our natural rhythm, and our Hyoshi of those around us. Therein we establish a groove. When you start to work with someone, keep 3 things in mind: company, vision, and chemistry. Company, vision, and chemistry. I'm wondering if there's a glossary here for Hyoshi. But Hyoshi is Oh yeah, okay, here we go. Natural rhythm, literally a child's clap. So that was really nice. All right, so I think I'm gonna have to get going pretty soon. And if I built this fortress around your heart, encircled you with trenches and barbed wire, and let me build a bridge, for I cannot fill this chasm, and let me set the battlements on fire. All right, ciao for now. Thanks for coming.